Hello, Taurus. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Taurus is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. These readings are totally free. If there is anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Taurus, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. Three of Cups. You're somebody who is... You've been working on expressing your emotions lately. You're somebody who knows how to communicate. You know how to... I feel like you know what you want inside of you, or you know what you have inside of you, and so you know sort of what you want to connect with. Yeah. I think you're looking for connections. You're looking for resonance in your life. You're looking for a flow between everything, between what you do, between your pets, your plants, your people, right? You're someone who is... You have a gratitude practice. Right? You have an appreciation for others. I think you're very kind, and I think you are very appreciative. I think you express that. I think you're always looking for new ways to communicate how you feel about other people beyond just words. Like, I feel like you're the person that really knows how to get a good gift for somebody, right? You're a very good gifter. I think that you understand that the way you communicate with other people matters, and it's not just words, it's not just gifts, it's not just we're not proving our love by giving gifts to other people. I feel like you know how to express love and affection, you know how to ask for what you want, you know how to communicate how you're feeling, even the negative emotions, right? We know how to healthily respond to them. And I feel that you are, I feel like your life is going to continue to improve because you're working on these things. Yeah. Especially the communication. This card is Mercury in Cancer. We're understanding how to communicate our wants, our needs, our desires, our feelings. We're also learning how to, it's kind of like we're creating also we have a strategy. We understand that, hey, if I radiate out love and kindness and affection and gratitude and all this kind of, if I have good vibes are probably going to come my way too. It's like, it's like a moment of realization that if I express my love out there, and if I sort of, the more I give of my joy and love and affection, the more it's going to come back to me. It's very Taoist, right? The more we give love, it's never exhausted. The more we will get back. Okay? The more we use it, it never is depleted. It's always overflowing here. Okay? So I think this is wonderful. We have our cups here really overflowing, and I think despite the challenges of life, you always try to have a positive attitude. Let's see what other cards we have. Oh, look at that. We've got the Lust card, Strength. We have an Emperor, an Empress. We have a Prince of Cups, and we have a Five of Pentacles. Over here, we have a Two of Wands. We have another Aries card. We have a Knight of Wands. You have a Knight of Cups and a Princess of Swords. What I feel like is happening is that I feel like you're kind of meeting somebody that's going to change your life. And I usually don't do readings like this, but I feel like there's some kind of a spontaneous encounter for you, and I think that it really is, and it could be a friendship, it could be a romance. I think it's going to start out as just a conversation, okay? But I feel like it really is going to be, it's going to be something that you're very, very attracted to, and it feels like a person, maybe not. It could be a Leo person that's entering your life, okay? Let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. And we're going to set this down right here with Alien Simon Moore Gripley right there on top. Now, I want to point out that the very last card is that Nine of Swords. So we know the mystery card will not be the Nine of Swords. I always like to look at the bottom card on the mystery pack, right? Because this shows that this is the furthest thing from us right now. And this is cruelty, this is misery, this is depression, anxiety. This is despair. It's the furthest thing from us. We have all these other cards in the pack. 70 other cards and then this one, right? So I think we're pretty good. Or 70, whatever, 76. I don't know, my math is bad. But anyway, if you have a prediction for that card, you can put it in the comments down below. As we look around the room, we have major, major, major arcana cards. So 3 of the majors, okay? And again, we sort of have the, the alchemical wedding of Emperor and Empress. And I think there's a lot of chemistry, a lot of passion going on. We've got fire. We've got some water. We've got a little bit of air, a little bit of earth. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 court cards. Okay, so to me it feels like, you're going to be going to some sort of an event, some sort of I don't know if it's a party or if it's just like a get-together, some kind of a gathering. You're going to go someplace where there are other people, and it's for like a leisurely kind of enjoyable thing. Maybe it's like a garden party, it's some kind of a birthday party, it's some sort of an outdoor event. Maybe you're going to the water park, I don't know. But I feel like when you're there, you're going to meet somebody. And I feel like that person is really going to be attracted to you. And they're going to be, there's somebody that I feel like you really are going to be able to build rapport with. And I feel like it's very important that you stay authentic here. Okay? That you remain open to whoever this person is. Okay? And well, let's talk about the Emperor underneath the surface here. This is that part of you that really values your autonomy. And I think that in a situation like this, because again, you're the one you're very kind, you're very expressive, you're sort of, you're radiating this love, right, out from you. But this is that part of you that still can remain a little closed off. We're sort of guarding ourselves here, right? We look at the posture. This feels very guarded. It feels like there's still that part of us that that's still resistant to connections. I know I said you're looking for connections. You're the 3 of Cups, right? And you want to connect with another 3 of Cups out there to make a 6 of Cups. It's kind of like, I know who I am in here, and so I know what the right match for me is going to feel like. But there's still that part of you, that unconscious part of you that is a little bit resistant. This is an energy that's trying to kind of block that a little bit in you. So you might be someone even that's prone to self-sabotage, in an unconscious way. And we want connections, we want love, we want friendships, maybe we want joy. Maybe this isn't even about romance. Maybe this is about finding the passion in what you're doing. Let's say it's a work situation. I want to be at work and I want to enjoy it. I want to connect with the people there. I want to form friendships and personal bonds with my coworkers. I really want to feel good. I want the lust card there, the passion, the excitement, the joy, the enthusiasm, right? But there's something in you that's blocking you from enjoying that scenario, that situation, or that event. Okay, and it may be a one-on-one. It could be that you're at this event, you meet somebody, and you're feeling attracted to them, and you want to connect with them. But then there's that part of you that puts a wall up, right? It could be because of the court cards. It could be that this is kind of a work situation or even a family situation where I want to feel good, I want to connect with everybody here, but there's something that's blocking me from doing that. Okay, and I think that this in some way is the loss of autonomy. We don't want to feel as if we're sort of losing control, because see, the lust card is a card of the need for control. Because when we have this kind of, when we have lust, right, it's very important that we understand the issue of control there. Do we allow ourselves to satisfy every appetite, every desire we have? This is the card that shows a need for discipline sometimes, right? So what it feels like is that we're always a little bit guarded or closed off in our personal relationships because we don't want to feel as if we're losing control. We don't want to feel as if I've just like let myself go. And I don't honestly know why we do that. But if we immerse ourselves in the situation and we just let the passion or the excitement or the joy take over, right, then it kind of feels like we're not consciously in control, that something else has possessed us, you know. And especially with these two, because this kind of feels like you're at a party and you're the one that's going to be very, very serious, and you're going to try to remain as in control as possible. And you can kind of tell, like when you're on the dance floor, you seem a little stiff, you know, because you're not just letting yourself go. Yeah. I feel like that's what you're working on. I feel like we're working on how we're expressing joy, how we're expressing ourselves, our true emotions. You know, someone who is a little bit unconscious emperor, they may have a wonderful experience at work, a big win. You get a big promotion, you get the huge bonus, and you have a difficult time just letting yourself react in that natural and spontaneous way. It's like we're almost in too much control over ourselves, that we don't often let ourselves get overtaken by our feelings and just be in the feeling, especially in the joy and that celebration. That's what this feels like. So maybe this is even, in some ways, a party for you, or a reward for you, something that you should feel very joyous about. But there's something in us that is, we're feeling almost awkward, kind of letting ourselves just be happy. And like, you know, some people, they just, they can just laugh out loud, this billowing laugh. They're just jumping for joy. They don't care what anybody, they lose themselves to the moment, right? I feel like we're a little stiff. You know, we're a little self-conscious about it, right? So the work right now for you might be, in situations where you have these feelings, these very positive feelings of joy, abundance, love, notice how we might be holding ourselves back a little bit from just the full, spontaneous, natural expression of that. You know? Because the Emperor is underneath the surface, right? I think something is coming from your mother energy. I feel like a strong mom vibe, especially because of the Empress card back here. Maybe you were sort of taught by your, whoever raised you, you know, the parental figures. We were encouraged maybe to not be so dramatic, to not be so loud. Don't be so boisterous. You know, you're supposed to be refined, because this is loud. This is boisterous. This is like, if something's funny, I'm laughing. I'm not worried about, oh, am I laughing too loud? You know, am I smiling too big? Uh-oh. This is just spontaneous naturalness, right? But the Emperor and the Empress might be that we've been encouraged in our childhood to sort of tone it down. Right, to tone it down a little bit. I think also what we're worried about here with the Three of Cups is that we're worried that getting wrapped up in this external event or other person, that it might feel like we're sort of escaping something. We're escaping the real inner work. Okay, using the social situation as a distraction, and so that kind of loses touch with us being in control and being fully aware and doing the sort of inner work. But I don't think the Three of Cups or this type of situation is necessarily going to be bad for you, you know? I feel like it's something that you've earned. It's something that you deserve. It feels like someone or something is celebrating you. And sometimes it's okay to let yourself feel those feelings and to just immerse yourself in that. And I think that's the authenticity we see with the Prince of Cups up here. This is something that we're trying to do. I'm trying to find, like, how do I express myself in a way that's just natural for me without the Emperor kind of like turn it down, tone it down, control it more, hide it away a little bit more. You know, don't let anybody see you just react emotionally to something, even if it's a positive emotion. It's like we feel like we always have to be kind of, you know, it's almost a sort of a pseudo-stoicism where we feel like we can't express any emotions at all. You know, and if you're happy, you're kind of like, you're just kind of smiling to yourself and like you're trying to contain, you're trying to keep it inside. I think the authenticity here is saying, you know, when you're joyful, just be joyful. Find a way to express it that feels natural. When you're not so joyful, maybe when we're feeling angry or sad, we need to find ways to authentically express that too. But, you know, we don't want to give ourselves over to the emotion, right? And then do something that might be harmful to ourselves or others. You know what I mean? We don't want to express it in a negative way. But the authenticity here is us trying not to always regulate how we feel in that sort of intense way. And so that's kind of a fine line, because we need the regulation, but we also have to allow ourselves to be ourselves, to choose to live life for ourselves and to express ourselves in that way. And when we're happy, when we're, you know, somebody surprises us with this wonderful gift or something, like we can react in a way that's natural for us, not in a way that feels stiff and robotic. Because again, that feels like there was something from our past that sort of, you know, taught us the proper way to react to things, you know. And I feel like what's happening for you right now is this is you just reacting in a way that's natural, you know, not necessarily the quote unquote proper way to respond to things. Yeah. So I feel like that's part of our Five of Pentacles, because we see that things are destabilizing. The crust here is starting to fall apart, and what is shining through underneath as all these pieces, all these blockages fall away? Your light is shining through this, right? So I feel like we've kind of kept ourselves masked, buffered, filtered, and I feel like some of that mask is cracking away and falling away, and your true self is shining out. You're letting people see the authentic you. And so things are changing. This is your mask kind of shifting and changing and becoming a little bit more translucent so that people can see the real you. Yeah, people can see the real you. And I think this is a big change for you. I think that this is different. I feel like you're changing the way you're expressing yourself. Now, some of that is the superficial stuff that maybe it's like you don't have to just wear the dark clothes. You can wear whatever you feel good wearing, whatever sort of is expressing yourself right now. I feel like you're experimenting more with that, with you know, the external, you know, the trappings of our personality, the clothing and jewelry and maybe hair color or something like that. Because I feel like we've had an upbringing where we've been expected to be a certain way. And we've been trying to please that, I don't know, I feel like there's that mother type of figure or maternal energy in your life. I've been trying to please that energy for so long that now I think we're taking our power back in a way. And we're doing things differently now. And that's sort of the positive side of the Emperor card, because this is a card of our personal power and our personal authority, right? We're not trying to please anybody else anymore. Now we're trying to just be who we are. Okay? We don't want to suppress our own autonomy or our own agency. And we certainly don't want to, I think it's good that we don't have the cards like this, because then it says that the Emperor is really suppressing your authentic self. That this conscious ego authority is saying, no, I'm not allowed to be myself. I think you're doing the work to sort of switch that around, to say, you know what, I need to get rid of my ego a little bit, my self-consciousness, you know, the ego that's worried about what other people are going to think when you're jumping for joy and leaping with your laughter. You're letting your authentic self sort of emerge, okay? And so that's the shift. Okay, and I think we're rearranging things a little bit in ourselves so that more of our light can shine through. Now, on the path of the Serpent, we're going to talk about these cards. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. The readings are totally free. We start with the Two of Wands. This is the card of control. This is the card of, this is the card that says, you know, I am someone who sort of makes the decisions, and I'm the one that sort of has rulership over my life, and I decide what I get to do, and I decide who I am, I decide how I express myself. But this is the card of too much control sometimes. We have a lot of this fiery energy in here. This is Aries, this is Aries, this is Aries. Okay? And I think that it's too much. It's too much control, where we might be feeling like we're not allowing ourselves to express ourselves in a way that is natural. Our movements, our expressions have been feeling forced, and we're trying to correct that. That's why I said at the beginning, you're doing this work where you're trying to be more expressive and more communicative, and to really sort of ask for what you want, and let yourself be yourself, and communicate your emotions in different ways. This is kind of saying, like, I'm not allowing myself to do that, and that's what needs to change. This feels like a knot inside of us that we have to sort of untangle so that the energy can flow out more freely. That there's so much energy in you, this chi, right? This spiritual force, that's this prana that's trying to flow through you. But you've like got a grip on it so tight that it's barely able to get through. And it's building up inside of us. We have to clear the channel so that it can flow in a natural way. We don't want to dam the river up too much, you know. With the Knight of Wands in the position of the environment, I feel like this is a spontaneous situation. This is something that's happening in your life, and you don't have time to sit and think, well, how should I react to things, right? It's something that you're going to respond in a way that's natural for you. I feel like you're meeting somebody, or this is some kind of an event for you, and you're not overthinking it. You're just going there, you're going to be yourself, you're going to engage with people. I think that you are going to have a very good time. I think that you are going to meet somebody. I think that they might be a Leo person. And I think that you're going to allow that situation to develop how it's going to develop. We're not trying to control anything. You're not trying to control anybody else's joy, right? You're not trying to regulate that experience. You're just trying to be there and be part of it and enjoy it. Okay? So it's like, even if it's a work thing, like we can go there and we can be part of the event, part of the environment, part of the circumstances, part of the energy, without feeling like we have to control how things go. Sometimes we got to let go of control. Just to enjoy something, just to allow it to be spontaneous, allow things to happen how they're going to happen in this natural exchange of energy and these interactions, and we sort of are, in a way, just going with the flow, right? With energy, with excitement and enthusiasm, and not trying to restrict our own nature or hold ourselves back or control the situation. Okay? It's difficult for you, right? The Knight of Cups. It's difficult for you to express yourself in this very natural way. That's what we're working on. We're working on just, letting ourselves be passionate when we feel it, not trying to restrict that energy, not trying to control it, but just to let it flow forth from us, let our light shine. This is about the giving and receiving of love and affection. And so I am kind of feeling a romantic thing here. And maybe in general we find it hard, or we have found it, and that's why we're doing the work, right? So this is all good. We're doing the work because in the past we have found it hard to express our love and affection. Maybe you feel that you're not as affectionate of a person as you really want to be, because something in us we hold ourselves back. We stay in too much control. We have too much of a buffer or a filter, or a sort of control mechanism. So I feel like you're working on expressing yourself more, telling people how you feel, doing kind things for other people, gestures, the little things, the random acts of kindness, letting people know how you feel and what you want from them and what you need. And so we're opening up that channel of this water energy, and I think it's all coming down to the Princess of Swords here, which is the first air energy that we have, the first sword card we have, and the only one, right? And this is really like, we're not going to be able to do this work unless we go out and interact with other people. That's why you have 4 court cards. That's why we have this sort of idea of this celebration or this event, this social gathering. You should go and you should talk to people. And you should try to just express yourself freely. See where you might have an impulse, but you keep it in check. Rather than doing it or expressing it or saying it or feeling comfortable with your energy flowing out, see where you sort of clamp down and restrict your true nature, because that's the work for you right now. The work has to be done in the real world, in real time. It's not something we can do in a meditation. It's not something that we can do in our journals, although I think you should be meditating and journaling. But this is something that we have to do out in the real world. We have to see how do I behave in a real world situation, out in the field. Field observations. That's what this card is about right now. We have to notice the things that we do and say and things we don't do or don't say that we really later on in our journal, we maybe say, God, I wish I would have told them how I felt about them. I wish I would have went in for the hug or something at the end of the night or whatever, right? We have to observe those kinds of behaviors and functions and to see where we need to do the work and continue to do the work. Let's check out the mystery card. What? 6 of Cups, right? Obviously, should be. 6 of Cups. You're the 3 of Cups. You're searching for your other 3 of Cups. We want that 6 of Cups. If you have a prediction, put it in the comments down below. This might be the Hierophant, though, your superpower card. Let's see. A Queen of Wands. More of this fiery energy. You want people, you want love, you want friendship, but people find you perhaps a little bit intimidating or a little bit unapproachable. And I think you know that, and I think you're working on that. I think that's why we've got on this another court card. And I think that because it's more fire, it is this sort of fiery, a very, I don't know, intimidating is the word I'm hearing, okay? That people want to approach you and you want them to approach you and you want to connect with other people and you want to just dance and have fun and love and live and laugh, But there's something in you that is kind of, always has to be in control. And so this card is that, it kind of feels, I don't know, at first it may feel awkward, like you're going to get out there and you're going to dance. It may feel a little stiff. It may feel a little awkward at first. But I think through practice and through an effort of letting go and through just kind of, repeating it and really working on it, being conscious of it, I think we're going to start to just be really more fluid, and you're going to open up and people are going to be like, wow, like, you're so, you're different than what I thought you were. Okay, and I think that it's going to feel good because people are going to see a little bit more of the authentic you, what is behind the fire, right? And I think people are going to. I feel like you're softening a little bit, yeah. Anyway, we're going to do an extended reading if you want to stick around. We're going to do an I Ching hexagram. We're going to do some oracle cards. There is a link in the corner. There's a link down below. New readings for Taurus, Mondays and Fridays. Be sure to watch both readings. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Leave a comment and let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you, and we're all in this together.